Hi everybody, this is where we're at with little Tamara. I have fixed her eyebrows, I've darkened her lips a little bit, and I've put her dress back on. I washed it, I washed her hair. This wig looks ridiculous. I mean, look at that. It just looks ridiculous. She looks, I have not glued it down because I'm not in love with this thing. It looks awful. I mean, don't you think so? It just doesn't look like it fits. But I put it on in case I decide that I'm going to keep it and we blood splatter everything. Her hair needs to also be blood splattered. So I've got my paint and clothes on that I can ruin because I've already ruined them. And I am going to get I have my palette here that's got paint already in it. And shoot, you guys, I forgot to open the sepia ink and I need it. So bear with me for a quick hot second while I try to work this open. My dog is in the background, being a dog. It's like, how come you're not sitting out here with me, Mama? Okay. I think I broke a nail. No. Oh well. Okay. This is sepia high flow acrylics. That's what this is. I'm going to use a little bit of this to darken up some areas. And for the paint, what I'm doing is, let me find my brush. Oh, they're here. I've got these two crappy brushes. They're the same size, exact same size. Crappy. I only need one. And I'm going to take a condiment cup from the dollar store. Just that. And I'm going to put some water in it with my brush because we want the blood to be kind of runny. So I dipped the brush 3 times and just put it, you can see how little water I have. Not a whole lot. You can see my paint. I am going to take a big old scoop of red. Big old scoop. And I'm going to push this off into the water mixture that I'm making. See? And I'm going to take a much smaller scoop of black. And I'm going to put this in. And I'm going to mix it. And that gives you a nice rusty blood color. And if you get too much black, don't worry about it because it's still going to work. We'll use this like on her feet. Can you see how that's mostly like a burgundy and not red at all anymore? So what I'm going to do is I have her on her stand so that I can work with her and not have to keep touching the same spots. That shoe is all jacked up. So I'm going to cover that with blood. Just smack some blood on it. I don't know how she got that much blood there, but she got that much blood there. That's what that is. Now, my brush is still soppy and goopy. I'm going to smack some on her dress. That looks good. Put some on her hands. Also on the side of the dress where her hands are. We're going to make it look like she just had a fresh dinner. Okay, now that I've wiped my brush off really well. I don't have any lights on, guys. It's just the window light. But while I have my brush wiped off, I'm going to scoop another good chunk of red like that. And I'm going to mix it right into my bloody color. And that's lightened it up a little bit. Not terribly, but a little bit. I don't mix it completely. I don't care if it's streaky. I want it like where I can flick it. And I'm going to take a big brush for no other reason than this is just a good big brush. And and you will get paint on you. If you don't want to get paint on you, do this outside. It's going to go everywhere. I am going to flick this paint all over this doll. And apparently also on my brush because I missed. I don't know how the hell you missed that, but whatever. So we're going to flick. I'm going to get more red. And I'm going to mix that in. And now I'm going to need more water because I've added so much paint. My mixture is too thick. So I dipped my brush, didn't clean it. I just dipped it and made it soupy. And I'm going to smush that around and get it nice and wet. That's good. Okay. So nice and wet. Real juicy. And I am, let's turn her a little bit. Flick. We want some on the, I want it on the stand. Whether they choose to use the stand or not, that's their business, but I want this blood on the stand. Now this blood is not glossy, so this will dry matte, and I'm okay with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller brush, like that size. You can see the comparison, much smaller. And I am going to, I got paint in my paint, guys. And I am going to dip that in my paint, in my blood. See? And I'm going to not obliterate her mouth. I don't want to do that. I just want it, I'm going to dab it under like she's got a beard. And then I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to kind of smear it around and maybe smear it that way like she wiped her face on something. And you want to get it slightly all over, you know, like she had her face buried in it and she was really, really, really enjoying it. We're going to paint some solid under her chin and on her neck. And then I'm going to take my soppy brush again and I'm going to like really make it, you know what it looks like. You've been eating lobster, the butter's all over you. I don't judge. I don't care for lobster, but I've seen it. It's all over her. Now, here comes the fun part. Let me set my other brushes down. I've got the same, still very soupy brush. I'm going to dip it in my water, and I'm going to let it drip mostly off. And then I'm going to come over to the dress, and I'm going to touch it and let it wick down. And do that again. Okay. All right, that looks good. I think I'm done with that part. I'm not done yet with her. I'm going to use my little brush again. I should have did this part first, you guys. I don't know what I was thinking. We're going to set her down. And I'm going to take some water on my brush. Same as I just did. I didn't clean it. I just put water on it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because she's standing up. It's better to do this if she's laying down. I'm going to go in and I'm going to paint her eyes, but not her irises. I just want some red in the whites of her eyes. And then once, you guys can't even see. Why didn't anybody say anything to me? Hey, we can't see what the hell you're doing. Sorry about that. Just see what I did. I painted the whites of her eye. And I got a little on her iris. I'm going to clean that off. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the same to this side. I'm just sticking the brush in there and dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. That's it. Nothing to it. There you go. I might actually leave. See, I've got this all over me now. I might actually leave it on her irises. I kind of like the look of it. It probably, if you do what I did, maybe cover your finger up so your fingerprints are not all over the doll. Because looking up close at her, my fingerprints are all over her. I mean, I literally left paint fingerprints on this doll. Probably not the best idea. So I'm just going over that and kind of blurring out my fingerprint and leaving it messy and smudgy. See? And then once I glue her hair on, I mean, I do have to glue that hair on because I try to take pride in using what comes with the doll. And that awful hair came with the doll. You guys, I got paint on my phone. Oops. You know, crap happens. Now, once that's all dry, it's got to be 100% dry. I'm going to give her a quick spray with matte spray. And I might, maybe, add a little bit of gloss medium. I don't know if I have any on hand, right at hand to show. I think this is, yeah, gloss medium and varnish. I might mix some of this in my leftover blood and dab that on so that some of it's still glossy. And I'm going to resin over her eyes with the UV resin. And then she's done, except for my husband's part where he's got to build the little toe pincher coffin. And if he doesn't get started on that, I'm going to have to start nagging him, because this is coming up and I want to get this done because I'm panicking that it's in September and it's already almost August. So that's where we're at with this. I will post pictures of her and her story on my Facebook when it's all done. It's www.facebook.com/The Old Crone's Twisted Orphanage. So let me know what you think in the comments. What would you like to see next? And I'm happy to oblige. Take care and have a great day. Bye.